Okay. One time, with the county fair was coming to Minnesota, the county fair, and I lived in Argyle, and it was at Warren. That was 12 miles away, and I lose your parent, and I wanted to go up there and get a job because you needed money, you know. And we were hitchhiking, and Brakanagurski picked us up. Brakanagurski. You'll have to look it up on your computer and see how many. I think he played 12 years with the Chicago Bears, and he was a world wrestler champion. Oh, he was a big man. And he gave us tickets to see him fight that night. But I couldn't go because I got a job working there, and I couldn't make it. Anyway, I remember Luigi and I, boy, I wish I'd have kept that ticket. Oh, boy, oh, boy. But I was about 11, I guess, somewhere in there. Yeah, so that's pretty old. Yeah, we sure had it.
This is a true story. Okay, when my dad and his friend come over here on a boat, and my dad couldn't talk no English at all. Couldn't understand it, couldn't talk it. But his friend that he come with could talk English and understand it. So it was okay. So they got on a boat to come over here, and when they docked in Ellis Island, before they get off the boat, they have to line up along the railing there. And when the officers or something want to see all their ID and how much money they got, and just make sure they'd be in their suitcases and everything. And as he was going along, my buddy that could talk English told my dad, I forgot something in our room. I'll be right back. And don't forget, if the porter comes, don't forget to tip him. Because that, when they come along, he give him a tip. And he said, don't forget to tip him. I'll try to be back as soon as I can. So he run down to the room. And, of course, the guy come along and checked his passport and his money and suitcase and everything. So my dad, he said tip him, but he didn't know what. So he dug in his pocket, and he had a nickel and a dime. So he didn't know what the value of money is. So he just put out his hand like that, and the porter took the dime. And he said, thank you, and put it in his pocket and went on his way. And then when his buddy come back, he told him, boy, them Americans are good people. Boy, they're good people. When I put the money out, the nickel and dime, the porter took the porter took the little one. See how good they are in America? He took the little one. He didn't know the value. Okay, my dad had a beer joint, and we lived upstairs in Stephen, Minnesota, and they were closed on Sunday. So my dad and I would go downstairs and clean up the place, wash the floors and everything. And we were cleaning the place in December the 7th, 1945. We had the radio on. We had the radio on. We're cleaning, and that's when Japan attacked at Pearl Harbor. Remember, that was December the 7th, 1945. I remember I was 14 years old. Huh? 41? Yeah, I'm sorry, I got out of the Navy in 45. 1941. I was 14 years old. Okay. Anyway, my dad had this bar downstairs, and we lived upstairs. Okay. And they had a pinball machine. You put a nickel in there, and you get one ball, and it goes, you know what, the ball goes round, and falls in a hole. The hole in the middle, it was really hard to get into that one. That if the ball got in there, you get $2.50 for one nickel. And there was other ones for a quarter, 50 cents, and $1. But you only a nickel. That in those days, I'd go to show for a dime. I'd buy a big box of popcorn for a nickel, and all the butter you wanted. Yeah. So anyway, you put a nickel. The guys would drink beer, and they played the machine. They put a nickel in and get the ball and shoot it. The ball would go round, and if you got nothing, they put another nickel in. Anyway, one guy was playing it. He got mad, and he had a bottle, and he smashed the glass on the machine. Of course, the glass went into all those little holes, and it plugged it up. So they couldn't play it anymore. So my dad and a couple other guys picked it up and brought it in the back room, so nobody could play it. And then later on, he was going to fix it, of course. Called the man up, who rented him the machine. They worked on a 50-50 basis. The guy that owned the machine could put it in my dad's place. My dad would get 50 cents on half and half. So I was thinking to myself, I said, if I had a nickel and get that ball and drop it in one of those holes, I'd get some money come out. Somehow or another, I got a nickel. I don't remember how I got it, but I got a nickel. So I went in the back room, put the nickel in there, and got the ball. I picked up the ball, and I put it in a dollar's hole. And here comes 20 nickels in the payoff, in the slot down there. Wow! So I cleaned it up. I took another nickel. I put it in there. Got the ball. Dropped it in the hole again. Here comes another 20 nickels. But I had no place to put the nickels. The pot was full, but I had no place to put it. I looked around. There was nothing I could put it in. So I took my stocking off. I had big winter stockings those days. So I put them together, two together, because I was afraid nickels are heavy. You know how heavy they are. And I had already had 40 of them. So I put them in. I held it, and I put another nickel. I put it in there. Comes 20 more. I kept doing it until I got all the nickels out of that machine. And that sock was heavy. Oh, man. But I drained them all. So I took it upstairs to my room. And where am I going to put them? I didn't know where I was going to hide them. So my dad, my mom wouldn't catch me. They'd know where I got them. So those days they had a hole in the hole. The heat from the basement would come to the first floor, and the hole up there, the heat would come to the second floor. And all the heat would come through that hole. And it was a grate, just like that. I took that out, I picked it up, and there's 2x4s in there, So I pushed my coins in there. I got different stockings, and I divided them up, 20 or 30 nickels in a sock. And I hit some there, and hit some there, and I hit them all over. Boy, a dime was a lot of money. So anyway, every time I went to a movie, Ma would give me a dime, but I'd take another dime for spending money, And that lasted me for a long... Dad never did find out that I took the money. Nobody ever found out.